Is it good or bad to use AI while going through your Meisner training? This has come up a lot in my studio, especially in the last year as AI, chat GPT, whatever, I can't never say it, is blowing up. Okay, ready? When I first found out that my students were using that to help come up with ideas for activities, for relationship exercises, for any aspect of the technique, I was infuriated. It's the wrong word. I was heartsick. I was bummed. I was genuinely, truly, deeply saddened that that was the case. Do I consider it cheating? Big time. Cheating's the wrong word, but cheating yourself, cheating your growth, absolutely 1,000%. You know, and then a couple of students as the conversation, because I have this beautiful class that we just had this exchange, and they're going, yeah, I've used it. I have. In our time together, I have. And it helps to a degree. It's not the whole picture, but it helps to a degree and helps flush out some things. It's almost like having a good, wise friend, a private coach. And I understood that part. I do, and I did. For example, when I left the formal training study with Sandy and got out into the real world, I had an audition coach. I had somebody who I work with privately to help me do something that we didn't do in the training. We didn't work on auditions. There's certainly the Meisner technique is used on auditions, but you know where I'm going. And so I had a private coach for those type of specialized deals. What's the difference? It's a huge difference. Huge difference. You know, I'm literally just paying somebody a one-off for this audition. I'm investing in a year and a half into my craft and foundation of being an actor. You know, it'd be like if I want to be some amazing chef at some amazing institute coming up with creative ideas and new recipes, but I'm not coming up with them. No, I'm Googling that stuff, or AI is coming up with it for me. It also came up that a lot of people are just before AI were using, Google searches, best activities for the Meisner technique. What's wrong with that? Same thing. Same thing. Why? You're stunting your growth. You're cheating yourself. What if there was a book that said, here's the best activities and the best exercises and the best relationships to go through the Meisner technique, and you bought that book and just went, oh, I'll just do this one, I'll do this one. Can you see how that would stunt your growth? Do you see how that would be a disservice? Can you just, yeah, it'll make it easier, but in the long run, harder. Look, Sanford Meisner used to say, half the value's in the hunt. If you have legitimate Meisner training where you're meeting twice a week for these sections and periods, and you're going through the journey of the technique in order, you are going through different stages. And part of the technique, what am I saying? A major component of the technique is designed to stretch what? Your imagination, your concentration, and your sensitivity. These are Sandy's words, not mine. This is what Sandy said that the cornerstone of these exercises are all about, to get us more expanded with our imaginations, more present in the moment in front of people, and learn how to begin to open up, feel, and care to what it is we're doing, what's being done to us, and of course, just to be so incredibly present, instinctive, and impulsive. When he would say half the value is in the hunt, he's talking about how many times, did I walk around my house trying to come up with something? I got class at 4:00 and I still haven't come up with a quality independent activity. And that stretching, that hunting, that trying, that going into cupboard after cupboard, closet after closet inside me, trying to find something that would resonate for me and even if I didn't come up with anything, that stretched me, that grew me. I think the best way to teach this or communicate this is when I first started with Sandy, I was one of those blessed ones 38 years ago that you start off in the West Indies in this little island called Bequia, which is where Sandy had a summer home. He would teach at the neighborhood playhouse, and then he would have a professional private class as well. and then he'd head off in the summers to Beckwith, and it's there that he would host 20 actors per month, June 20, July 20, August 20, 60 actors total. And of those 60, he would select 20 to move forward in his professional private class. Okay, well, in that month's time, that was the equivalent of a 3-month session because class met 6 days a week. 6 days a week, we had one off day. Okay, so pretty much every single day, every day, if not every other day, you're having to come up with an activity. And let me tell you something, you didn't know this going in. I didn't know anything about the technique. I didn't know I didn't even know what an independent activity was until like day 3 when it first really got introduced and started to grow and evolve. By the end of the week, which is the equivalent of several weeks, it's like this now. And we're having to try to find something to do. Well, let me tell you something. All I have is a suitcase and some clothes. I don't have a house full of stuff. I don't have a lot of options available to me. So I was walking around that hotel room, the outside of that hotel room, the beach, the entire island, every single day trying to stretch, trying to rack my brain, coming up with ideas and activities. And some were really, really good. And some, of course, weren't. But man, it wasn't for lack of effort and trying. So the growth spurt because of that. The stretching of my creativity, my imagination, my ability to hunt something down and button it down and come up with something was all on me, all on my imagination, a muscle that a lot of us haven't used for a long time. Since we were kids that we play like this. And now what are we doing? We're using AI to do it for us? Oh my God, you're cheating yourselves. Do it. Most likely no one will know. I have one student who it's so clear they're using AI, it's not even funny. I can just tell in their setups and breakdowns. I can just tell, So I met with them privately. I said, I want you to be really honest with me. My instinct is you're using AI. Am I right? He was quiet. He looked at me and he goes, yes. I go, okay. And I can tell you that when you finish the training, you may have had an easier ride than someone who didn't. But you will have also not grown anywhere near as much as they did. So if you want to be good, if you want to take shortcuts, because that's what it is, if you want to cheat yourself, because that's what it is, knock yourself out. Most teachers probably wouldn't know, and I'm not making it seem like I'm some savant. I could just tell. Most times they won't know. You'll get away with it. But really, what are you getting away with? So I just thought I'd throw that out there. It's a hot topic these days at my studio, I'm sure at other places. And I just would like to address it. To thine own self be true. You're okay with it? You have no problem with it? Keep doing it. But I strongly, not just believe, I absolutely know you're stunting your growth. You're cheating yourself of the chance to get the most out of this experience. And what would be the gift of that? What would be the value of that? Okay? Anyway, you decide where you fall on that topic. I'm clear on where I fall. So keep the questions coming. Do all the things they tell you to do. Subscribe, share it, please. I would love to help as many people as we can. Whatever time I have left on this planet, I'd like to do that. So you help me beat that drum, and I'm grateful. See you soon.